Santana's sauce is bitter. Monique's sister threw her under the bus. Monkeypox? Whoa. And of course, we cover so much more today on Break It Down with your girl, Chaya. Now let's dig right in. Can we talk about the fact that, shout out to my girl Bailey, to my homegirl Bailey. Can we talk about the fact that some gay men, I'm not going to talk about all of them, but some gay men come for Black women a little too much? Can we talk about that? See, y'all gonna think that me saying this is me being anti any. No, I want to know why y'all coming for us when you came from us. Okay, so Saucy Santana got caught out there because he was out here in these streets, on these Twitter streets, talking real reckless about Beyoncé and Blue Ivy, which I don't understand what kind of barn basement you come from to talk about a kid. Like, if you online talking about somebody's kid, beat it. Okay. I was about to say something different, but you know what? I don't want to go there. But a lot of these people come out and they are real reckless with the way they talk about children, especially Black children, and the way that they talk about Black women. Talk about Beyonce, Blue Ivy. They talked about Simone Biles. They talked about Gabby Douglas like it was going out of style. Like, because of the fact that I know that you all have been marginalized in your own way, why is it that you feel okay coming after people online, especially children? There's a special place in hell for all of you who do that. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you say. You don't go after people's kids. These kids ain't asked to be here, and these kids ain't asked to be on social media. These kids ain't asked to have the parents that they have. Leave them alone. According to Complex, Saucy just came off that new single with Lotto, and it landed him in hot water because the Beehive made sure that they dug up some old tweets. Now, the tweets are from 2014, and it features Saucy referring to Blue Ivy as nappy-headed. Okay? So he said, I just want to be Blue Ivy, nappy-headed, and then a side eye. I'm sorry, but Northwest clears Blue Ivy. Have several car seats, Blue. Just said this yesterday. That shows, it don't matter how old you are, but it shows your character. He was recently someplace twerking on stage, performing in front of a crowd. Like, niggas that follow dudes like that, nah, B. Miss me with that one. Like, clearly, you lacking some emotional and intellectual maturity. Goodbye. Anyway, on another note, Monique's sister Millicent, let me tell you something, honey. I live, child. She came out with her own statement. It's too much for me to read, but I'm gonna read as much as I can. The other day, my mom, because I was going back and forth with somebody on text that had no sense, and she was just like, my mom was just like, Chaya, why are you even going back and forth with them about this? Like, what sense does it make? And you know what I told her? And I'm gonna say this so that everybody knows, because I'm petty. I'm working on it. I swear I am. I am working on my petty purpose. But as for right now, This is how Millicent started off her Instagram post to her sister. She said, "Enough is enough, my sister. Stop the madness. It's not a good look. God has shut you down before, and believe me, he will do it again. Let's start by staying on topic. You are and have been displacing your anger on the wrong people. Why don't you start, sister, with you? And that begins with one digging deep and praying. When we pray and God hears us, he gives it back to us. It should say something to you. But you chose to listen to the devil, who was once again a fallen angel. She put angle, but she meant to say angel. Take heed and clean your house up because it's dirty." She goes on to say, "Sis, you're coming with the same story over and over again. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Your career has been dead in the past, and now it's about to come to life, and now you are killing it again. And now the plug is about to be pulled on you, and you are about to be canceled. Again, this time it's flatline. I just can't take no more text messages or phone calls. At one time, the stage and the world was your oyster. What you're doing now is offensive to this family, our parents, and your siblings. But all of a sudden, it's about you having to be right, good, bad, or indifferent. And now you are wrong as two left shoes. It's absolutely maddening to see you embarrass yourself like this, which at this time is a reflection on the family, your true biological family." She said, "Not your made-up family or your wife." Was that a dig? "But your siblings and our parents. Girl, may they rest in peace, are turning over in heaven on your earthly behavior, although you did not show up to your father's or your mother's funeral service. I'm sure they forgive you because they know who their child used to be. I see you are making statements about other people's children, so where are yours?" Ooh, child. Again, clear your house up and you'll be set free. LOL. I don't know how LOL got put in there, but she said, "LOL, I have receipts. As your old bodyguard used to say, let's play nice. As you say, this is all coming from a place of love. Sister, stop." Then she puts in caps, "Your biological sister, Millicent. Love you to life and will be here for you always." Now, do I agree with Millicent getting on social media to air out how she feels about her sister's actions? No. But am I here for it? Yes, honey. Of course I am. I'm only human, you know? But the fact that Millicent came out and said what she said, and she calls her husband her wife. Shade, Millicent. Shade, Millie. That is shade, Millie. But anyway, so if you don't know what has been going on with Monique, after the whole situation with Monique and DL Hughley, I think that was on the last Break It Down. But Monique, she went in on DL Hughley, and DL Hughley and Monique were going back and forth on social media. And then Monique comes out and she says, Lord have mercy, in her performance that night when she kept on talking about the headliner, the headliner, the headliner. When she kept doing that, she talked about his wife and how she doesn't understand how his wife gives him fellatio because of the situation with his daughter. And then she posted a video that was years and years and years ago where DL was on a talk show and he said that he did not believe his daughter when she told him about the sexual abuse. Now, this is something that DL Hughley openly admitted. This was not nothing that came out. He admitted this, and his daughter and him, they work through it as a family. And it appears that the bond that he has with his daughter is, they couldn't even be closer. So DL Hughley came out and swinging. He was just like, this is where I draw the line. When you talk about, see, and this is what I'm talking about with with Saucy. Saucy acting real stupid. So he came out and was just like, you're a monster. Because what does DL's daughter and his wife and whatever has happened between them as a family have to do with your contractual dispute? I'll wait. Anybody got anything? It has nothing to do with it. So she's literally grasping for straws because she has no leg to stand on. Because like I said before, DL did the draw four, skip, reverse, uno. And she's like, she literally has made herself look tremendously dumb by bringing up a situation with DL's daughter that was traumatic for her, and you bringing it to the light, opening up old wounds. You like, sis, sit down, por favor. In other news, which was heart-wrenching, a whistleblower leaked graphic photos of Dr. Gwendolyn Deleon at Prestige Plastic Surgery. The source indicated that Dr. Deleon makes racist comments and also suffers from alcohol addiction. These photos show during surgery, Dr. Deleon allows guest surgeons from Colombia to perform her surgeries. Because of the fact that when you have plastic surgery, you are knocked out. So you don't know who could come in a room or who's doing what, when, where, how, why. If you ever been under general anesthesia. So these doctors are out here. This is why you have to even after you do your research, you check the reviews, you do your due diligence. You don't let nobody cut you open, especially if you're going under the knife and you're being put to sleep. Don't let anyone operate on you unless you have gone to see that they were board certified. Because just someone else at Rikers Island, a correction officer supervisor, she just passed away from having a BBL. So many people are having procedures, medical procedures, plastic surgery procedures, and they're not doing their due diligence. You see people on Instagram, you be like, oh, they do good work. Oh, they do good work. But you're not looking to see who they're affiliated with and if they are board certified. Because a little nip tuck or lift is not worth your life.
Message.
Okay? I'm just saying. So if you go to some of the older posts, as far as the reviews, you see people saying that they had specific surgeries. The fluid actually built up in their back because it wasn't compressed. And it caused 3 seromas, and they had 120 mLs of fluid drained from the body after the procedure. And again, this surgeon is in Miami. And, you know, unfortunately, some of the surgeons in Miami, they do that 1, 2, 3 and you're out type surgery. Unfortunately, you have great doctors and you have not so great doctors. And a lot of times I think it's better to get, if you have a doctor that you trust, to actually go to that doctor and ask them if they have any referrals or someone that they can refer you to regarding that particular procedure or particular specialty or discipline that you need. Because to be trying to find one on your own because you want to save money here or do, child, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So on another note regarding our health, according to NBC5, the CDC is working with Mexican officials after doctors announced this week that a Dallas man infected with monkeypox first developed symptoms while vacationing in Puerto Vallarta. Now, in a release issued yesterday, Mexican health officials said that the man visited the hospital in Vallarta after a doctor back in Texas urged him to seek medical attention for a cough. Doctors there told him to isolate himself. Instead, they say he fled, packed his bags, and got on a flight back to the U.S. Now, Mexican health officials and doctors here at home have not released the name of the patient, but Dallas County officials, they're working with both state and federal health officials to find people who were on the patient's flight. But the experts say that he won't likely face legal charges. Now, obviously, epidemiologists haven't come out with any breaking news on what we need to do is regarding monkeypox, because it's just like we still trying to get over COVID. And now you bringing in the pox, the monkeypox? Child, bye. You know, y'all got to do better with these names, like the monkeypox. Okay? Anyway, so in other news, last Thursday, Democrats and Republicans, they started the hearings that was to bring light to all of the inner workings that led up to January 6th. And the open arguments alone, I was literally in physical tears. I wept watching the raw footage of how those people bombarded that Capitol on January 6th, and then just thinking about how the news and some Republicans and politicians tried to act like it was nothing, tried to act like it was, oh, they were on a field trip. It was just like a field trip. They just, they wanted a tour. It's just like a tour guide. Dumb mofos was walking through the street yelling, "Our streets." And this is what I call white privilege 2.0. This unmitigated gall that these people had running into that Capitol, saying to hang Mike, and then knowing what they did to the police officers that were on the scene. That was bananas. Just looking at it and then listening to the testimony of the police officer Edwards and how she kept getting knocked down and kept getting back up to help her fellow colleagues because they were clearly overpowered. You see Ivanka Trump saying that she knew that the election wasn't stolen, but yet even after she gave that testimony, she still supported the lie that the election was stolen. Children, we got to do better. We have got to do better. Because think about it. Think about it. Look at me. I'm a Black woman. And I did my ancestry. And I am 27% European. A whole bunch of different countries, throughout Europe. So that's me, right? So I feel like I have a little skin in the game when I could talk, because I could talk, and my Europeanness probably comes from slave masters. I'm almost 100% sure that it comes from slave masters, raping my ancestors. So I am in this country, and believe me, you don't hear me saying, "I pledge allegiance to," I don't do all of that. No, because this country has yet to fulfill the promise that it's supposed to be for all people. You know what I mean? Because if you can't identify the things that you have done and take ownership of it and then move forward, but yet you can be here and you can give out every and anything to every other marginalized group, but yet the people that basically built the country, you just like, well, we wasn't alive when that happened. Oh, I hear that. But everybody else that y'all did wrong, y'all over here funding their entire communities. But you know what? That's not even the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is this. We live on this earth and we live in this country We live in this country because we were brought here. We didn't come here looking for a better life like, everybody on the Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria, so-called discovering things. We didn't come here for that. We didn't come here through Ellis Island, ready to get, change. No, we were here and we had to be marginalized and made to suffer on every level. On every level. But yet we're still here, we're still smiling, we're still, giving, we're still loving. And we're not trying to go out and do nothing bad to nobody. But yet there are people out there that don't like the fact that we exist. But one thing that I've noticed, because I was around during 9/11, when catastrophe happens, race doesn't exist, except for in Ukraine. Them motherfuckers they different, but we letting them in like nothing. But I'm just anyway. So more racists coming into the United States, because everybody on the planet hate us. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But when catastrophe happens, we all look the same. And you know what? I have kids and I want better for my kids. And I want my kids to be respectful and loving and be good citizens. Even when we pray about being a good citizen and making the right choices and right decisions. But yet you have people that will look at my kids and not like them just because of the fact that their skin color is darker and melanated. That is a problem. That is a problem. Yeah, there's nothing that my kids have that would make someone be like, oh, I don't like them because they're taking all of this. What are we taking from you? Y'all have literally stripped us of every knowledge of who we were and every connection to our land, purposefully. But yet we still made a lane for ourselves because we're resilient and we're able to bounce back. And even with that, that's still not good enough for you. Every town and city that we tried to build to be exclusive for us, with doctor's offices, with hair salons and movie theaters and stores, you constantly burned it down. You constantly ripped it apart because you did not want us to have our own, even when you didn't give us anything. So to that, and to everyone that has a problem with this whole reparations conversation, the wealth gap between white people in America that literally got free land. Do your research, fam. That literally got free land. And some of them actually took land from people that look like us. Because not only is there the European part of me, but there's also that indigenous. Yes, there is. But y'all took the land that we had. And the wealth gap still is decades and decades apart. But yet we're still doing what we got to do, regardless. Even though we weren't given some of the same subsidies and same programs that you all were given, but we're still making it happen regardless. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's what we have been taught to do from jump. So for those of you that are growing up now that don't even want to know about the true history of this country, I implore you to actually go and learn. Because when you learn the real deal Holyfield about what it is, then sometimes that will change your mind about how you treat others. And because there's so much death and so much violence that permeates through this fabric of this society, why don't you try something different? That's all I ask. Because the more of us that's actually doing the right thing will make the wrong thing look like they are straight demons. And they will go back into their little hole that they climbed out of. So that's my wish. Go back into your hole and die. Okay? On that note, I am Chaya, the Melanin Maven, and I love you. Yes, I do. And until next time, I'm here to break it down.